but uh, can you summarize how, what you learned or what you saw in Green Bay and Milwaukee?
Well, Green Bay, that was a tough game for us. We just we didn't perform well at all, and against a team that's that good, and they've gotten better, progressively better. And we played them so close here, and really felt like we could walk in there and give them a really good fight. And then, for a few, I guess maybe the half of the first half,
right.
we were able to battle them. And you make a couple mistakes, and they make you pay for it. And we didn't get to loose balls, and we didn't box out, and they got some looks that we could have kept them from getting. And by halftime, we're down 14. So at that point, coming back on a team like that, down 14 at the half, that's really tough. Now, obviously, we've been there before with other teams and made a comeback and actually won some games when we've been dug a hole like that. But this team doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and so we weren't able to recover and lost a lot of heart out there. I think that's been the first game that we've seen where we just really couldn't find it in us to finish strong. Then we go to Milwaukee, and that's really I think from my perspective, the worst of the two games. You have a really hard time taking one on the chin to Green Bay, but you also know that team is really very good, and they are very good at home. It comes down to the Milwaukee game, and little things all the way through the game, a loose ball here, a open look there, a mismatch, on this point, and we gave up some easy baskets along the way that kept us right neck and neck with this team, and we just didn't have just weren't able to put the hammer down on them at all, and it's because I think in some respects I feel like almost just a lack of urgency, nonchalance about it, like it's gonna come for us, and I don't know why we would feel that way. We've had 8 conference games, and 6 of them have come down, 8 conference losses, and 6 of them have come down to the last minute of the game. And this one, in the previous game, we lost one with 2.2 seconds on the clock. We lost one, with 1/10 of a second on the clock. This situation, we came down and we hit a big shot. I mean, Shea took a shot. We had the ball with 35 seconds to go. We called a play. She found herself open. The play was for her to drive it, but she found herself open at the top of the key. She took the shot and she missed it. And Corey hustled down the rebound, and as she was falling out of bounds, flipped it back inbounds to Imani, who just took it at the kid, took it up, made the shot, and got fouled. And now you're thinking, whoa, that's better than you even hoped for. We go to the line. Imani, who has gotten to be a much better free throw shooter throughout the course of the year, she steps up and hits the free throw as well. So finally you're feeling like, wow, maybe this one's going to go our way. And now we got to get a stop. We got to get one stop. And we go down, and we had been switching the ball screens, had some problem with that, with the post up, and we weren't getting in front and couldn't keep it out of the post, and they had scored on us a couple times, so we had switched it up to go jamming and going under the ball screen, and Rodriguez for them stepped behind and hit a 3. So at this point in the game we had to make a decision, which is the lesser of the two here. Well, they're known for their 3-point shooting. We decided to switch on the ball screen. We didn't get around to front the post, and they got it inside and hit that shot. And now there's this real sinking feeling. Now there's 4.5 seconds to go in the game, and you're just thinking, really? Again, we make a big shot, we make a big play, and yet we can't get a defensive stop at the other end. So, we got to break the press, or actually we thought we were going to roll the ball in and have 5 seconds to get a shot off. And they play us full court, and by the grace of God, they foul us on the inbounds pass. Now there's 3 seconds to go, and my best free throw shooter is at the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1, and we're down 1. You make 1, you go to overtime. You make 2, you most likely win the game. And there's 3 seconds to go. And you know how it ended. We didn't make the free throw, and we lose the game. And We're in another situation where you only can say so many times, man, that was really unlucky. That was really unlucky. And we've lost every, knock on wood, every possible way that you can lose a last-second game. I did watch the Notre Dame 5 overtime game, and I guess that could happen too. But we have lost every possible way in the closing seconds of the game, and it comes down to getting stops defensively and making free throws. That's it. And so we're really. I know our kids are not happy, but I think as the head coach of this program, I'm the least happy about how we've been performing down the stretch in the last seconds of the game. It's the difference between a 18 or 20 win season and a 15 win season or 12 win season. I mean, you've got to have the wherewithal to win those close games, and we have shown film and tried to learn from every possible scenario, and still we find a way to shoot ourselves in the foot right down the stretch. So I don't think anybody's very happy with how this has been turning out, but we just got to keep plugging away. And if we're in, you hope that in some respects you hope that they're all close, that you got a shot at every one of them.
Right.
And you got to believe that at some point, they're going to get that one more stop. They're going to box out that kid. They're going to hit the free throw, because both have cost us, in these games. So
okay, you have four conference games left. Are you looking at having to feel like you really have to try to win out, or you have to win out to get a home playoff game?
I think a home playoff game is, a long shot right now.
Okay.
I think just looking at the schedules that everybody has left,
right.
We had one of the easier schedules left
Right.
in the last, looking at this with 5 games to go. But, that was factoring in Milwaukee, who had only won one conference game, and that was against us. So that was a game we absolutely had to get. Now looking at what's left, we've got a pretty tough stretch compared to anybody else who's got 4 or 5 wins. I mean, it's a crazy center of the conference. I mean, there are 5 teams, or maybe 5, or I think it's 5 teams with 4 or 5 wins
right.
in the league right now. And so how you play these last 4 games, absolutely. But I'm more concerned about getting the team in a position to compete and win by the time the tournament rolls around. I mean, that's the bottom line. Whether we're a 4 seed, if we're a 4 seed, we got to play a 5. And whoever that 5 is, they've probably beaten us on a last-second shot, or we've beaten them on a last-second shot. Whoever, if we're a 5, we got to play the 4. If we're the 6, we got to play, we got to play the 3. It really doesn't matter at this point. Everybody we've faced, we have had a close game with, and we got to figure out how to win those games. So whatever seed we end up with, we better be ready to go.
Okay. All right, just ahead is Youngstown State. One of those close games, you had them here, that went down a little to the last second. Do you take, as you go into this, as well, we know what worked because we were close, you just have to, get that loose ball, or, just try to emphasize to everybody that it's just the little things that can make the difference here?
Youngstown State is a very good team. They're getting better and better, and obviously they've emerged as one of the conference leaders this year. They run a offense, a motion offense that's difficult to guard, and they have a lot of versatility on their team. And each game that we've played that was close, like the Milwaukee game, like the Green Bay game, here were our issues. We review them. Here's the way they scored on us. Let's talk about where are the areas that we need to better defend. Here's how we scored on them. Let's talk about what we need to do better, offensively. And that hasn't gotten us, the second time around with Detroit, the second time around with Green Bay, second time around with Milwaukee. That didn't get us, the win. It is, I really believe at this point, yes, you have to be able to look and assess what you did and didn't do well last game and make improvements on those things. But in the bigger picture, we just have things that we need to be better at, period. Defensively, defending in the post, defending one-on-one to the basket, boxing out. We need to get better defensively. It's not one thing. It's not if we just adjust to this one post player or this one guard, we're going to win this game. It is, it's the big picture. And so, I wish it were just tweaking one thing. And we definitely will look and have already started looking at what were the things that contributed to our earlier loss of Youngstown and try to make some adjustments to that. But as I said, I think it's a big picture, and it's just us playing better defensively.
It almost sounds like you have to almost. I mean, it's like you're playing not the other team. I mean, although they're on the court, but it seems like you have to be almost like beat yourself in a way. Where you have to improve in order to win and then beat the other team, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does, and we're heading into today's practice. I'm hopeful that what I see when I walk out there is a bunch of kids who have really had it with the way these games have turned out, and I hope we see some real aggressive and physical play out there on the floor today, loose balls, offensive, defensive rebounds, that we have to take it to another gear here. We got to find the competitiveness, like enough of this last second losing.
Are they disappointed? Are they angry? What's the sense of what your players feel?
Well, I can tell you this. I didn't really give them an opportunity to speak in the locker room after our last game. I did all of the talking. And when we got on the bus, nobody spoke. And when we flew back here from Milwaukee, nobody spoke. So, as they were leaving, I said, my expectation is that I see you on Monday and you're ready to go. And I didn't hear a thing. So I'm hoping that when they step in, they're ready to get down to it, because I think we're all just tired of it. And it, we're talking about 1 or 2 points in every game. And so if we can find that in ourselves, one more stop, one more defending an inbounds play, one more free throw, one more. I mean, everybody needs to get serious about what they can do to make this, turn this around. And I hope that's what I see. I would be surprised. I'd be surprised if I didn't see that today.
Okay. Are there any positives you're taking out of this last stretch? Anybody playing exceptionally well? Anything like that, or is it just, or you're not seeing that?
I guess we spent an awful lot of time talking about Shea Winton, and the deal.
Yeah.
This is really the bottom line. Shea has given us the same thing, win or lose, in every game. And and this probably for her, as well as the other 2 seniors, is the most difficult. I mean, everybody else can come back next year. She and Honesty and Kyla don't have another year. So I think for them this is tough. I mean, it's a blow, but she's consistently giving us, offensively what we expect, and defensively she's one of many that need to improve. So, I do think that her response to the situation and to these games has been very positive. She hasn't gotten down or checked out. She's been really very, very steady in her demeanor. So that's positive, I guess, if you're looking for something positive. We tried for several games to give them that pep talk about, you're right there, you're losing, just by the hair on your chinny chin chin, really. But at some point, that's got to stop, and somebody needs to put their foot down, and it's starting with me, and I expect to see the rest of the team do the same.
Okay.